All right. Well, good morning to all of our must-win stores. Good afternoon on the East Coast. We just hit the noon hour East, and it is still early on the Pacific. We are so excited to join everyone together today to talk about a new must-win initiative that will directly impact you as the must-win store manager. We have our district managers on, regional directors on, and I just left another call. Hopefully Courtney will be joining, as well as April Holt. We are just so excited to talk to all 100 must-win store managers today to kick off an exciting leadership development for each of you. My name is Kathy Chassie. If you don't know me, I'm the VP for the East and super excited to be leading our must-win initiative for 2025. And I'm going to go through a few slides with you to just really ground us as an entire team on the must-win program. I have been in several must-win stores recently. I actually did 2 virtual must-win store visits last week, and you are an elite group and wanted to take an opportunity to share and remind us. We did do some must-win discussion. Can everyone see my screen? We did have a must-win module for our blue chip priority of must-win test back during our leadership summit with the district managers, and they also took you through a must-win module during the district manager cascade meetings, and just wanted to take a little minute to ground us before we kick off on our call on what this must-win test is. You have been selected to be part of a very elite group, and what we're doing this year is changing specific things within our stores so that we can test to see if it will drive results. And the mission at Cosmoprof is to create a customer-centric culture that goes above and beyond to exceed our customers' expectations and create raving fans. And we know that we are on a mission to create a world-class experience for you, best place to work, best place to shop for our customer, and overall a best place to experience. So we're testing within the must-win stores this year some new things and ways to staff our stores. We're testing a new position, and we're truly going to work this year on building something that can impact FY26 and beyond. We can impact the Cosmoprof stores of the future with the tests that we're doing this year. So the first thing that we did under work is building this culture, and each of you have participated with your regional director must-win store calls so that you can hear directly from your regional. Your district manager has been in your store once a month, helping you drive performance in your store. And we are today launching our strategic talent investment in you, the store manager, which you'll hear about in a few minutes. We also have converted the staffing so that our must-win stores have a minimum of 2 color and curl concierge in your store team to see if we can elevate service, that experience with our stylist, and you have multiple color experts that can be on staff 7 days of the week to give exceptional service. Under shop, in 70 of our stores within the 100 test, we are testing a new operations associate part-time role, and 64 of you already have that role in store. We are so excited about that. That focus to have the operations be primarily with your ops associate gives you and the rest of your team, your ASM, your CCCs, the ability to give the customer that 100% amazing world-class service, and your ops tasks can be done with a ops associate so that we can truly just be customer focused. And then in the second half of the year, we're actually going to be testing some new things with our P&A team. We're going to continue to focus on the experience with our customers. So I wanted to remind everyone that we have a really great cross-section of store sizes in this test. We have 4 of you that are over $2 million in sales volume, and then about a third of you are 1.5 million, about a third about 1.3 million, and we've got 28 stores that are in and around that $1 million mark. And you were selected by our third-party company called APT that used specific criteria to take you into this test, and really a great cross-section of the country is participating. Our #1 region with must-win stores is out on the West Coast, Danielle. There are 30 of you who are on Danielle's team. April's team has 17 stores. Carolyn in the Northeast has 18 stores. Robert in the Mid-Atlantic has 16. Sandy has 11 in her region, and Dawn has 8. So we are so excited to have a must-win store across the country in every region to really truly impact the overall organizational results. And as I said, we have a minimum of 2 CCCs, and in the biggest volume store, we're testing a 3rd CCC. So they have 3 CCCs to help our amazing stylist community. As I said, testing that new ops associate, and today you're learning about our investment in you with leadership development. The other thing that we're really focused on is driving results with the must-win stores. And since we've changed the talent within your store, now we can measure the impact. And I wanted to celebrate today our top 10 stores on the must-win scorecard for first quarter. So if you were one of these 10 stores, we celebrate you. Idaho Falls, Fountain Valley, San Diego 8871, Boardman, Ohio, Mansfield, Ohio, Florence, Kentucky, Waterbury, Connecticut, Langhorne, PA, Concord, North Carolina, and Naples, Florida. Amazing job to rank in the top 10 of our 100 must-win stores for first quarter. And we want to continue to help you elevate your results, because on the next slide, with the talent changes, with the investment of additional CCCs, with the investment of the test of the ops associate, and with the investment in you, we are projecting that our must-win stores can deliver over 8% over last year, which is about an $8 million lift as a company. You 100 represent over $145 million collectively. You are 13% of the company business. Let that sink in for a minute. You, out of that 100 tests, you're 13% of our sales. So our investment, your district manager's engagement with you monthly, your regional director quarterly, Courtney and I visiting as often as we can, either in person or virtually. Our investment in you will drive our results. So I'm going to kick it over to Terry, who is a member of our L&D department, who is going to kick off for you the must-win store manager leadership development called DiSC. Terry, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate that. I'm so excited to come alongside of your must-win effort with a leadership development tool that'll help not only manage your communications of your store, but also with your customers. And I think kind of provide a lift to what we might see with our results at the end of this initiative. So I just want to go through what you could expect with DiSC, and then details about how to participate in DiSC, the training dates, the assessments, and all of those things, all of the details. So with that, so what can you expect from DiSC? I know many of you may have heard of it before. I think this is the first time we've had the opportunity to share DiSC with our store team here with Cosmoprof. So what you can expect is self-awareness. And by that, I mean really understanding your own communication style and understanding your own motivators and stressors, because when we know those things about ourselves, we have the opportunity to really tailor our communications with others so you get the most out of what you expect. We're looking at leadership development here, lifting your leadership skills. So not only will you learn to look at your own communication styles, but also understanding the communication styles of others, looking at their preferences, looking at the best way to get the most out of your interactions and engagements. And again, this is not just with your teams, but also with your customers. And as an aside, you can use this in your personal life as well. So lots of applications for DiSC. And then finally, an expectation I think we're really excited about is to help build a culture. Learn to speak the language of DiSC that impacts the way we live out our values, the way we demonstrate our leadership competencies. I think this is one of the, I think Yvette says this, one of the single best ways that we elevate and demonstrate and build our culture is through DiSC. So I'm excited to share this with you. And so a few details about DiSC. The first thing that you'll do is you'll receive an email at your store email address. So this will come to your store email address and it'll have a link in that email. And the link, one of the links there will say create an account. So you'll create an account. Your username will be your store email address, and then you'll create a personal password, a unique password. So there's, once you create that password and you begin your DiSC assessment, you'll be the only one that has access to it, because you'll need your username and password to see your DiSC profile.
Did you get this message? Yeah.
Okay, a little conversation there. So you'll want to complete your assessment by February 7th.
Can everyone check their mute just to make sure that everyone's background noise doesn't affect the call?
But I answered and I tried calling back and they don't ever
Store
answer.
6988.
When is my appointment? Because they really leave a message, but I haven't received any message.
Well, I'm supposed to.
Henderson, Nevada, we can hear your conversation. If you could hit mute.
Yeah.
So whoever's the host can go in and mute them too.
I can't mute as I'm sharing screen. Hold on one second. Let me stop.
I was able to mute them, Kathy.
Oh, thank you, Finelli.
You're welcome.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Let's
All right,
resume.
Let's resume. Keep the momentum going.
That's right.
All right. So we're talking about completing the DiSC assessment. You're going to create an account, and that email that you're going to receive, I'm going to show you an example of what that email will look like. And then you're also going to create a unique password. We want those DiSC assessments completed by February 7th. So in order to be prepared for the DiSC training sessions, we want to give you enough time so that you can complete those assessments. The assessments are basically 10 to 15 minutes it'll take you to complete, but you want to give yourself enough time so that you can focus on answering the questions in a way that makes sense, and the instructions will be in the email. Once you complete the assessment, your results will be available immediately online. So if you go back into the account that you will create with your username, your email your store email is your username and your unique password, you can go back and see your results, and that you'll also be able to print your results. So now, what we recommend in preparation for the DiSC training is that you have a printed DiSC profile. Now, with that, I know that DiSC profile is going to be long, somewhere around 27 pages and in color. So I know some of you may not have the opportunity to print. But if you're not able to print, also you'll want to be able then to pull up your DiSC profile on another screen during the training session. So no matter which way, whether you have it printed or you pull it up on another screen, you'll need to have access to your profile in order to participate fully in the DiSC training. All right, so you can go to the next slide and take a look at what the email is going to look like. All right, so this is an example of what your email is going to look like. And it's a good idea to show you so you can we can pick out a few things here. So it'll give you a little introductory blurb there. It's personalized for you. So this is not the kind of, so you won't, if someone doesn't receive their email, let us know and we'll resend it. So we don't want anyone else sending theirs because they're customized specifically for you. So that's why it'll say, hey, fill in name there. And then down at number 1, you'll see a hyperlink there to create your own account. And then under that, you'll see there's an access code, and that's where you'll start your DiSC assessment. So click one more time. I want to point out one other thing. So right there where the red arrow is, recognize that this email is going to come from an external email. So it'll say your DiSC profile in the subject line, but recognize it's going to be an external email. So don't throw it away. Don't delete it. Recognize that this is specifically for you, and this is the way you're going to get a chance to complete your assessment. All right, next slide. Let's talk about the actual training, how to attend the training. So we have 3 session dates available for you. They're all on Fridays, Friday, February 14th, February 21st, and February 28th. They're all from 12 o'clock to 2:30 Central Time. So these are the training dates and times for all of the sessions. I believe you'll receive Lloyd is going to send a smart sheet to help you, to provide an opportunity for you to sign up for one of the dates that makes sense for you. So if you see a date that works best for you, go ahead. Once you're able to sign up for the date that you want, we have 35 spots for each, 35 spots for each, my lights just went out, 35 spots for each session. And that's more than enough for all of our 100 must-win stores, so store managers. So make sure that you pick a date that makes sense for you. 35 spots, 12 to 2:30 Central Standard Time. And then next slide, one last thing to keep in mind in terms of on training day, how to actually be prepared for training day. We'll ask you to be on camera. That's one of our meeting guidelines, and it's a great way for us to engage and interact because there's going to be a lot of participation in this training. So we'll have discussions, we'll have breakouts, we'll ask you for your feedback and your participation, your input. So there's going to be a lot of engagement, so we'll want you to be on camera. That said, we'll also want you to choose a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. So if you know one of those days is going to be a busy day for you, then maybe select another day where you could be have more focus on this training. Because again, like I said, there's going to be a lot of participation, going to ask a lot of questions, a lot of input and interaction, and a lot of discussion. That's why we want you to have a printed copy of your DiSC profile, whether it's printed again, or you have it accessible on another screen. That's mission critical because we're going to go through your profile and talk through what those results mean. As you look through them, I know you're going to have a lot of questions. So we're going to talk through what those questions are. And then be prepared to participate. Come recognizing that I'm going to ask questions, we're going to have a lot of conversation, and we're going to glean a lot and have a great time and really learn how it is that we see our own communication style, and more importantly, or also equally importantly, I'll say too, how to understand the styles of others, because we're looking to elevate your leadership skills as you go through this must-win process. We're excited to be a part of it with you. So with that, that's all that I have. So if there are any questions about preparations,
Terry, I did
profiles?
see a handful of things on the chat.
Okay.
Maplewood, yes, we will be sharing the deck out with you so that you can share the development that you will be receiving with anyone you'd like to. It looks like we had a couple of stores already taking the assessment. Turlock said it was great. You did yours this morning, which is awesome. Ventura did as well. And you said love the leadership approach, was super exciting. Turlock, you're already putting in your request for Valentine's Day training, which I love. It is on Valentine's Day. We'll have to spread a little love on the 14th for that training class. Definitely our store ops team is going to be sending you all of the follow-up information. And the reason why we're doing the attendance on a smart sheet form is so that you can pick the date that you want. And we have that maximum class size that Terry recommended. What we don't want to have is 50 or 60 people on an individual call. That max of 35 will keep a class size really great, so that you can have amazing interaction with each other and get to know each other and really go through this leadership development with Terry that is specifically for you and how you have been assessed and what that learning journey will be once you take your DiSC assessment. So definitely, if you have the opportunity, the training is on the East Coast at 1 p.m. And if I'm doing my math right, on the West Coast, it's at 10 a.m. So if you do have the opportunity to take those 2.5 hours off site and stay home, depending on how the schedule is in that day, we are looking to fund a few extra hours for the must-win store managers so that you can have coverage, so that you can be 100% dedicated to this training and not get interrupted by someone asking a customer question. So Lloyd is working on those final details so Cedric can load hours in your store so you have those backfill hours to be able to attend. Are there any other questions in the chat? Is everyone excited? Throw out some emojis if you're excited, if you're nervous. I see hand clapping, I see celebration, I see some thank you, high fives.
Kathy,
I just wanted to say thank you, Kathy, for doing this. I know that we as DMs really wanted this for our managers, so we appreciate you investing in our managers.
Yes, this is the first time, as Terry said, that we are offering the DiSC training to our store manager level. And we thought it would be an amazing opportunity to elevate our must-win store managers. You are an elite group. There are a lot of things behind the scenes that P&A is working on, your in-stock levels and, you know, the CCC training and elevation that Courtney and her team and Sarah have been working on to truly immerse our CCCs in amazing education. And having multiple CCCs in your store, I didn't share any of the results yet of the test, but it is all looking so exciting. Where we have the additional CCCs fully staffed, we're seeing elevated performance. Where we have our ops associates on staff, we're seeing elevated performance. So on another call later in the quarter, when we have 4 months of results behind us, we'll be able to start to share those exciting things. The smart sheet will be available today, Glendale team. We will follow up with you right after this call. So you'll have it within the next hour or two.
Also, if you have not received an email by the end of the day, reach out, let us know. Let's make sure that we have the right email address and all those kinds of things. So
Absolutely.
let us know that.
And DMs, I so appreciate the support of your must-win store manager team. We are here together to move the needle and drive amazing results. And what is the most exciting is the road that we're paving together as a team will impact our organization in the future. So a lot is on our shoulders as a group, but we know that we can make an impact, and we will set the foundation for the Cosmoprof of the future. So super exciting. I see lots of awesome things in the chat. We are empowered. Let's win together. Thanks so much for joining us today, and go take that DiSC assessment, sign up for your training, and looking forward to having everyone in February for the DiSC trainings. Terry, thanks so much for your support. Have an amazing day, everyone. Let's go sell some Schwarzkopf Blonde Me. It's on sale today and tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.